A simple Dollar Tree little sign and some corrugated cardboard makes the cutest craft. You guys, this is a Valentine's craft, but it could totally be used year round. It is gorgeous. My name is Amanda with Amanda Panda Projects. Make sure that you are following the page or subscribe to my channel and share this video out there. Let's get some people inspired. Okay, so all I did was I just took some cardboard. I sprayed it with water. It's a little hack. You got to kind of let it sit there for a minute and like marinate. And then it peels the top layer of the cardboard right off. So you're left with just the corrugated part. This one was a little bit like kind of annoying. It was like really, really thin. So it was ripping, but it still came off fine. It still came off easy. It didn't leave all the like scraps behind. You get a nice, clean corrugated part. Okay. So remember that trick. You're going to use it. All right, so then I took a heart. I just hand drew this heart. I wanted it to be like a longer, a little bit of a wonky heart. Traced it onto the cardboard. I cut that out, so I was left with just my corrugated cardboard heart here. First, I forgot to mention that I did trace a piece of cardboard that's the size of my background because I'm going to be gluing it on top because I'm just using the base as like a base. I'm not using the actual sign. So I took this hymnal pages. It's like a vintage hymnal. I actually printed it at home. It was a digital file that I found on Pinterest. I'm happy to share that with you as well. I ripped it up into little pieces, probably like 2-3 inches each. And then I just used my Kiehl's dark wax and I grunged up all the edges of those pieces. So I got a bunch of pieces, edges all grunged up. And then I took my Mod Podge and just started decoupaging them in like a patchwork style onto this piece of cardboard, okay? I could have done it on the back of my sign, but the thing is there's like a little lip between the back and the edge of the framed sign, and I just wanted it to be straight. If you had a piece of scrap wood, this would work great, but I didn't happen to have one. So I just covered that entire piece of cardboard bit by bit. I took advantage of the straight edges, and I used that along the edge and the corners, but if there was any parts that hung over the edge, I just snipped them off with some scissors. And once that was all done, I took some more wax and I went all around the outer edge of this piece, concentrated heavily on the corners, even though later you're gonna see I end up putting little like corner detail thingies on the corners, but I always go heavier on the corners anyways. All right, so I took my corrugated cardboard heart and I just painted this with barn red. This is actually a barn red that I kind of made with bright red, black, and brown, but it's pretty similar to the regular barn red color, so I just kept it right in the same paint jar. All right, so now I am going to glue my cardboard with my hymnal to the top of this sign. So basically I'm just making like a piece of scrap wood. I did the edges with a little bit more wax just because it was kind of light in color in comparison to the rest of the craft. I wanted to keep the vibe going. Glued my cardboard heart to the front. And so now you could honestly leave it just like this. It's really pretty, but I wanted to jazz it up here, give it a little bit of embellishments. So I just took some regular old twine and I glued this around, or glued it to the back and then wrapped it around the front. Kind of did it in like an X formation. I wrapped it around just like a handful of times. Once I had that all wrapped, I just cut it and then glued it. And now for the front, I'm gonna make a little, I call it like a figure 8 twine bow. I just literally wrap it around my fingers and then tie a piece of twine around the center in the shape of a figure 8. So it's kind of like a little loopy twine bow. It's super easy. You could just do a regular shoestring bow, but I always like this little loopy one. All right, so here I am. These are the little corner things. They were in Happy Mail, but I believe they came from Temu. I'm sure you could find them on Amazon as well. But I just glued those, one to each of the corners. I love the little touch that adds. And then I had some dried flowers. I wanted some like dried greenery, like some sweet Annie or something, but I just don't have any. So I did these flowers. I like them. The greenery would have been a little better, but I think I really like how they're very pretty. It just gives it a little something, something. So I took this tag that I had coffee stained. It was a little too big, so I cut it down and made it a little smaller. I used these stamps from Dollar Tree. I very faintly stamped a couple hearts on there, and then much darker, I stamped to my heart. And then I glued a little skeleton key. So get it? Key to my heart. So I added that to the front, and then I tied a shoestring bow with another skeleton key kind of hanging from it to the center with a little button. And here it is all done. You guys, this is a much better look. The lighting on my craft desk has been not so great, but here's a much better look in good lighting. I love how this turned out, you guys. It's so pretty. It's so easy. It cost me like, I don't know, $2 to make total. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of this one?